take really things. Yes, it is time for us to take things so seriously. So seriously. When the merger between REA, when there was a transition from REA to Ministry of Energy, over 500 billion shillings was moved. When that money was moved, I can tell you there was a lot of work which was left undone. But up to today, we have many members of parliament here who are not satisfied about what happened with that money which was moved. Over 571 billion. The work which was done in 2017 around that, wires going here, going there, no transformers, no connection, no what, this one missing, the other one missing, the other one going, this one coming. Information.
Right, Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, what our Honorable colleague is submitting on is a very critical matter. It is our bloodline as members of parliament. If you have no wire moving in your constituency, you are going to pay by your back. Right, Honorable Speaker, as we speak, REA is being headed by a commissioner, is called Engineer Atwine Abdu. His budget, current budget, is 3 billion. 3 billion in the mathematics of this country to send wires into any place. Those are just 15 kilometers. 15 kilometers is what the commissioner is having for all of you, honorable colleagues.
That's beautiful information. Thank you. So, Right Honorable Speaker, you can imagine the extent of the damage created. The people of Ministry of Energy needed to be supported, but we don't know how this money was transported between REA and the ministry. What did they use? A fusolore? A bus? A minibus? A taxi? What? So we are worried about that. So I am concerned about what we used to call in these laws the transitional clauses. Transitional in that you take charge of the obligations that the person was taking charge of. You take
Thank you.
In terms of assets and liabilities.
Honorable Sire, please. Yeah, no. Yeah, but you have been allocating yourself time, which is not good. Honorable Ayeku, you see, even had time to donate. But how do they bury people on credit? You know. Honorable Ayeku.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker. It is with concern that even if we have these issues going on, but the most critical is that some of these contractors that were contracted by UNDRA have even abandoned work. And when you find that, for example, there are roads that are really with high voltage, like the population of people that use it, the number of accidents that have been recorded. Like just the other day, I was checking with the traffic flow of that Serere Road. And there is a particular place which is very dangerous, Right Honorable Speaker. But the contractor, when called, he said, but now, even we cannot proceed. Now, this is what we are dealing with. And besides that, I also want to back my colleagues on REA. Right Honorable Speaker, in one of my villages, actually in the constituency, they put poles, mapped it, scoped it, but the poles were removed. And they were removed by the contractor and taken away. Now, you know, this season is a very dangerous season, Right Honorable Speaker. We must agree the truth. If it was beginning of term, we would go a little bit on the carpet. But now it is a critical matter that needs to be discussed. And really, to help us also as members of parliament, we are now at a century where power is relevant for every activity. We must not be having parishes, sub-counties that don't have electricity. It is not possible now. Right Honorable Speaker, I think you should come and help us in this issue. I thank you.
Now, honorable colleagues, we are going into the budgeting period, okay? You had Honorable Tinka Simire telling you. I think I saw in the agenda they've added 35 billion. But the budget for this financial year is 55 billion. Against a budget which was in REA of around $1 trillion. By the way, to be honest, let me just be honest. Since the closure, the transfer of REA, they have never done any project in my area, and I hear colleagues crying. But I think, honorable colleagues, when we followed the issue of savings, we never followed the issue of budgets. Because I don't expect Honorable Nankabirwa to sell her goats and come to do electricity lines in your constituency. So that brings us to the question of how do we budget? And where we are lamenting, Honorable Yanyima told us. Honorable Yanyima several times, he warned us. So that's why you saw him blaming everyone else apart from himself. He did his part. Honorable Ngso, let's close this. Honorable Ngso.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I also want to congratulate you. What I see happened was that as we were busy here in Parliament discussing RAPEX, what I would have expected the ministries to be doing is they should have been having their own engagement in the different ministries to see how they will receive and how they will implement the programs that the different entities were doing. I think the ministries just sat and waited, and their eyes probably could have been on the money that will be going back to them, other than putting the different programs over a time frame, so that as the programs come from the different entities into the ministries, there would be seamless transfer of activities the other side. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But again, Right Honorable Speaker, you are right. We are not going to cry and completely blame them. It's now our problem that we need to solve, because we agreed. We agreed, so it is our problem that we need to solve. Only that I have said we need to learn from it, because you never know, something similar can happen. It may not be RAPEX, but a situation that requires, as the other side is discussing, this side is also discussing how they prepare to take on. That is what I implore you to keep doing. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Ruchiga, I know I need some ladies, you know, and then Awol. Colleagues, it's a week for women. And they are our women, so let's give them. So I can see some of you are claiming to be women via WOPA. So I would also allow the chairperson of WOPA. Yes, Ruchiga. And then.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Allow me also to add a voice to congratulate you, Mr. Speaker. I heard Honorable Felix addressing you as the President. Congratulations, Mr. President. We are happy for you and we are so proud of you.
No,
Right Honorable.
Please, you qualify, President of where? You need to qualify your statement.
CP, Right Honorable Speaker. ACP. We are so proud of you anyway, the Right Honorable Speaker. I also wanted to talk about the issue of REA, Right Honorable Speaker. It's a big challenge. It's really for you maybe to come in. We come up with a strategy. Majority of us, we are suffering. Right Honorable Speaker, since REA pulled out, we have projects that were ongoing. We are on standstill. Right Honorable Speaker, there is a sub-county in Rwamchuchu, where we have a CD school, Right Honorable Speaker. We've had computers for the last 4 years. The computers are not being used because we have no electricity. I thank the Honorable Minister, Nankabirwa. She's visited my district several times. Health Center 4, we do not have electricity. It is a serious issue, Right Honorable Speaker, and it needs to be really addressed. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Guru.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I also would like to congratulate you on the successful election to the president of Is it
ACP.
ACP? ACPU. Okay, ACP. Congratulations on behalf of the Gulu City people. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is an eye-opener to all of us. When some people resist, a lot of other people just want to say yes for the sake of yes. Now it is biting. So we must learn. The eyes have opened. In the RAPEX, a lot of us said, please, let's go slow. And now, this one, when we say some other people are being buried on credit, it's because when they are being buried, or sometimes when they commit suicide, they totally have nothing. Or when they are sick, they are taken to hospital when there is nothing to help them. So, we are learning the hard way. Let us do the right thing for the people of Uganda. And let us always prepare when we want change. There were people who are very, very happy with the RAPEX. But some of us said, no. When we decided to have these entities, what did we want to cure? And when we decide now to put them off, like energy, last week I was with the Minister of Energy. I even asked him, I said, please, for us cities, for cities not to have, is it electricity in other parts of...
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, I wanted us to limit ourselves to the terminal benefits and severance pay. Okay? Yes. Honorable Pendi.
Thank you.
Okot Amos.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, it's extremely unfortunate that we are now moving in this way, and yet we are aware that we have deaths of even former employees whose services were terminated when government decided to do away with the agencies that they owned at that time. And Right Honorable Speaker, maybe I'll raise this tomorrow. We have people like employees of the former Nile. No. The Posta Uganda and all that, Tororo Cement, Uganda Cement Industries, Uganda Railways. The list is long. They have never been paid. Now we are getting into another challenge of RAPEX. Right Honorable Speaker, the Minister of Finance is here. When you read the statement by the Minister of Public Service, he's pushing the blame to the Minister of Finance. It is the Minister of Finance that issued the certificates of financial implications. And it is shocking, Right Honorable Speaker, to read the statement by the Minister of Public Service, if I can just mention one. Most institutions have not finalized the calculations for payment of pension, gratuity, severance packages for deserving staff. How did you come up with the certificate of financial implication without these computations? I thought these computations were made, and it was the basis on which you issued the certificates of financial implications and told us this agency, this is what we shall, that this is the cost and the money is available. So, Right Honorable Speaker, when you read, Right Honorable Speaker, when you read further, they are saying the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development is supposed to fast track the process of revoting of budgets and funds for the receiving entities. How long does this take, Right Honorable Speaker? I thought we are now not moving on caterpillars, but this is a digital era. How long does it take you to revote? We passed the money here. You actually called us and quickly, Right Honorable Speaker, pushed us, this can't wait. We need to revote the money to the ministries from these entities. How long does it take you as Minister of Finance? Why are we looking for opponents, pushing opponents to us? They should go for these ministers. Actually, each of these people who has, yes, all those who have lost their jobs should target these constituencies of the ministers. Because you are now the problem. And you assured us that government is going to save so much. I actually said there is no saving. Now you can see where we are heading. So, Right Honorable Speaker, the delays in constituting the governance structure, these are things that should have been done much earlier before we actually went into even rationalizing. So how long does it take you now, Minister of Public Service, to constitute the governance structures? So, Right Honorable Speaker, for me, I think I am not happy, and next time really, as a parliament, we had accepted some and said these ones should wait. We were pushed into accepting all of them. We all sinned together. Can you save us as executive? Because you led us into sin. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Okot Amos, and then Honorable Max Ochai, and then Honorable Baba, then Honorable Christine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, last week on the floor of Parliament, when this matter was raised, it was stated here that some members have already been, they have started paying the former staff of those agencies. But today, the minister, when we demanded that bring the names of those people, many of these former staff of those agencies, they were following. They started calling us. And even they were very straight to us, said that these people are lying. Let them produce the names of the people that have started receiving the money. Today it is very clear that all this time we were taking things for granted. We had not been so serious. And these are Ugandans who have been working. And some of them are young people. And they've been doing work. This is not the way we should be appreciating them. If you can appreciate them to the extent that they cannot even send their children, and others, they were on a loans. The loans are on their neck. The bankers want them to pay the money. Mr. Speaker, I think we need to not only demand, but to direct the executive. If anything, we should stop Parliament until when they pay these people. Yes. Why should we sit here? Part of the country, they are lamenting. We rather say, let us stop until you get the money and pay these people. Should I move the motion? Because we are the one carrying the burden. Motion. Mr. Speaker, you say this is the time. You say this is the period we are going in for budgeting. But some few weeks ago, we had been considering budget framework papers. And you know, that is the basis where normally we derive our budget from. And now the minister have been saying they need supplementary budget. He mentioned that about 1.2 trillion, if I read him well, immediately when he said the thing was removed from the overhead. As Parliament, we should not wait. If anything, we should constitute and ask for supplementary budget immediately. If the money that we have given them the warrant to move the money to the mother ministry, they cannot fulfill and finish all the work. To me,
thank you.
We should not.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, Honourable Minister, I think you need to bring us back into where you had, where you've reached. You bring us up to speed. Because I heard you saying the minister has released the money. Okay? So, just on that issue. Because the minister said the minister has released the money.
Right Honourable Speaker.
For this specific issue.
Right Honourable Speaker. Yes, I can understand the anguish and the pain that the honourable members are expressing. I do I understand. I am very sensitive. I'm also a human being like you. But I'm also an ex-official member of parliament, and I have a place where I come from where some of these agencies have been working. I understand. And actually, I commiserate and I sympathize. I take deeply all these concerns. Yes, you recall that the exercise took some time. It was very complicated. We moved, I think, in a circuitous way. However, it was a determined course to ensure that we accomplish this RAPEX. And with you all, we accomplished this RAPEX program. You know, first batch, second batch, and so on up to where we are. Right Honorable Speaker, the whole exercise had, first of all, to sort out who is going to go and who is going to remain, the job descriptions, and the departments that are going to be there. All that was accomplished. Now, the next thing was payment, which is of great concern to us. Yes, the payments, unfortunately, for some of these agencies, delayed. They delayed, with the exception, I think, of RIA and Planning Authority. The others delayed. However, all is not dark. All is not lost. As I said, as I was coming in here, I get communication from the Minister of Finance. Because you don't pay with the cowrie shells, you pay with money. When the money is there, then it is paid and everybody is okay. I would like, the Minister of Finance has finally released all the money that we require to pay and settle compensation for all these people who are concerned, of the agencies whose laws were passed and assented to. Now what remains is for each individual vote, to make the calculations and pay off. All I can say is that as soon as this is available to them, which has actually been availed to them, they will start the process.
Minister,
Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to lay, with your permission,
that's what I wanted to.
This letter from the Minister of Finance, now really setting our hearts to rest.
So you can read the title.
The title is Supplementary Expenditure Schedule Number 2 for financial year 2024-25 for institutions affected under the rationalization of government agencies and public expenditures RAPEX reform. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay.
Thank you. Now,
and please, I appeal to you. Let's look at this matter quite rationally, and let's help our colleagues who are suffering under this to overcome this problem. I beg to lay.
No, I just have, I need a clarification from the Minister, okay? Minister for Finance, that has this been released under 3% or it's for prior approval? Because he has said it's a supplementary. You can have a copy, Honourable Minister, if you need.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think you are the one who presided over the supplementary schedule, which moved money
schedule 2
from the votes which had been wound up to the votes of the ministries which received these entities. Subsequent to the decision of Parliament, which you communicated to us in writing, we communicated to agencies that funds have now been moved. What that means, the budget is available for these entities to begin spending accordingly. And the minister has confirmed that this has been done. So the issue is not about the budgets which were existing then. The budgets were not collapsed. The monies remained, and these monies can be accessed by various ministries for spending on the affected activities. So we don't want to say the ferries have no fuel now. Mr. Speaker, that issue has been resolved. We don't want to hear that there is no money for road maintenance now. That issue has been resolved. Because the Ministry of Works, both works and the monies which were existing under road fund is now funds available for spending. Yes, clarification.
No, just before that, let's make it easy, honorable colleagues. I think it's important to know what is in this letter. Okay? 26 February 2025, accounting officers. Supplementary expenditure schedule number 2 for financial 2024-2025 for institutions affected under the RAPEX. Parliament approved supplementary budget schedule 2 for financial 2024-2025, totaling to shillings 1.243 trillion for institutions receiving the rationalized functions. This is to enable implementation of revised structures, new mandates and functions as summarized in the table below. Recurrent 296 billion, development 940 billion, statutory 7 billion, total 124.3 trillion. The purpose of this letter therefore is to forward you the resolution of Parliament and request you to initiate the supplementary allocation on the program budgeting system and provide revised work plans. Now, honorable colleagues, here the source of funding was very clear, the budget lines were very clear. So we transferred budgets which we had allocated to those agencies, now transferred to the new votes. So now money is available. Now, what is very important is to put to task the different ministries, the different agencies, to ensure that they start executing their plans with the available money. Okay, I think that guides us. But the minister had given you clarification.
Yes.
The minister had
Right Honorable.
clarification.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want a clarification from the minister. Because the letter that you have laid is not a warrant. Those are not IPFs. So for us to be here and we are communicating to the beneficiaries that money has been released, when we have simply a transfer of the votes, I want to know from you, when are you releasing money? When are you warranting? Is that the same? What you have read, is it a warrant? We just want to know. I want clarification.
Right Honourable Speaker, there's new information coming from my back that there's an instruction from the PSST to the ministries that don't spend this money until told to do so. Can you also clarify on that? That the money, don't spend it until you have been told to do so. You can help me to confirm or deny.
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker and colleagues, when we communicate availability of funds, the implication of this letter means is that the accounting officer now starts the process of accessing the money. What is the process? First, release, which this letter is communicating. Second process, warrant. By who? By the accounting officer now providing a breakdown. Third step is invoice and we pay. So the process is on. This letter was of last week.
26th of February.
This letter was 26th of February. So that means the process in between, if the accounting officer is effective, by today, the votes have the money to spend.
Though the ministry, the Minister of Public Service has a stamp. The stamp was showing 3rd of February.
Yes.
Then they crossed with a pen and wrote on top